Hey everybody, it's Jason JR Custom Design. Sorry about the last video, kind of getting interrupted by a phone call. But I wanted to, as the title says, I did some modifications to my X gantry to prevent the chain from hitting the back of the machine. I know on the 3655, and I think the 24 series as well has the same problem where the chain hits the back of the gantry, or the chain on the gantry hits the back of the machine when it's homing from a given position on the bed. So I've done a couple things to modify it so it does not do that no more, and I want to show you what they are. They're pretty easy to do. I printed the parts that I did this with, but if you have acrylic, you can probably make them out of acrylic as well. And let me turn the camera around here and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Alright, so the first thing I did is, if you look at my head, you'll notice something different about the head, and that's the tubing. The tubing that comes with this machine, as you can tell, it's a rigid and very brittle piece of tubing. Probably the cheapest stuff in China that they could find. And so I gutted my machine of that worthless tubing, and I used the same blue tubing that I have running to my regulator. I had a bunch left over, so I used it. Real flexible, pliable. So what I did is, basically on the end of the tube, I disconnected. This end right here was disconnected from down here. I took a piece of clear packing tape and butted the two ends together, or clean them off really good first so the tape will stick. And then I put about 6 inches of clear tape on it to hold the two pieces together, so basically I could pull the new hose through when I pulled the old hose out. And if yours is like mine, you're going to see there's zip ties on there. There's several of them. And then even back here on the other side, underneath, you'll see there's zip ties there. And there's one more back in there. Alright, so I pulled the tubing through and rerouted it. It's a skinnier tube. It's a 6 mil, but it takes up a lot less room, and it flows a lot more smoothly through the chain. So it doesn't bound up like the old tube that it did. Now the other thing that I did is I printed out some clips. Like I said, you could probably make these out of acrylic and then heat the acrylic and bend it to make these clips that just slip over the chain onto the rail to hold it from coming up. And then I got another one here. It's a little bit beefier because a little bit more tension on it when the chain folds up. And then also I printed, and again you can use acrylic if you want. I printed a piece of plastic with about a 30-degree bend on it to force this part of the chain down at all times. Because what was happening is as the chain would roll back, this would hoop up right here, causing the rest of the chain to follow. So by directing that down, when I run it back, it keeps the chain nice and low as it goes across. It doesn't build up. And you'll see right there I have a kink. It's kind of a self-induced kink, because that's where the link broke when it caught the last time. So I super glued the link together so it's fused, but it's in a way it's not going to hurt anything, because it doesn't get in the way. But more importantly, like I said, if you're coming from, just say out here, and your machine's going to the home position, it goes back, tucks away, and you see how that clip keeps the chain down, so ultimately it forces the rest of the chain down all the way to keep it from, and then as I come out, oops, wrong way. And as I come out, it does the same thing. Keeps it tucked down so it doesn't bind on the way out as well. So if you didn't change this tube, I'll leave a link to this tube that I got. It's off Amazon. I'll leave a link to it once I'm done with this video. And but between the tube, you may not need to change the tube if you just put some sort of guide in between the plate here. It's just sandwiched between there. It's not attached in any way, so just push that down, slide it in, and be done with it. But what I did is I fused that link right there, which had I not done that, it would have been bent down a little bit more, but obviously that piece of the link is not able to bend, so it's just the way it is. Hopefully you can catch this and fix it before it damages your chain like it did mine and several other people. Yeah, I think it was just a bad design flaw from Boss using that tubing. Like I said, all this stuff comes from China, so you kind of get what you pay for. But other than that, I mean, it works fine. The tube, like I said, is run all the way back. You can see it inside the chain all the way back, so it just follows the normal path, and it plugs into the solenoid in the back, and that's it. It's really that easy. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Leave a comment in the post or the video, and I'll get back to you when I can and answer any questions that I can. Like I said, I'll leave a link to the place where that's interesting. Light's flickering. Anyways, I'll leave a link for the place where I got this on Amazon, and if you choose to do it, like always, you choose to do so at your own risk. This worked for me. I got tired of it catching and breaking my chain, and unfortunately I didn't catch it before. It actually broke it in a couple places, so now I've got a fused link right here. But nonetheless, that's kind of how things go. But anyways, all right, thanks for watching, everybody. I hope everybody has a good rest of your Tuesday, and we'll talk to you next time. And as always, laser like a boss.